This is Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello and welcome. I'm Tansai Gabriel from POA News. We highlight inspiring stories and key moments that are shaping Africa. Let's begin with harnessing Africa's untapped agricultural potential requires deliberate shift. Transforming Africa's agriculture into a climate-resilient, productive, and competitive system requires a deliberate and coordinated shift, according to Dahar Almi, Director of the Agriculture and Environment Division at the Intergovernmental Authority on Development. Speaking at a two-day forum on scaling climate-smart agriculture in Eastern and Southern Africa, Elmi highlighted that Africa holds the world's largest area of uncultivated arable land, the youngest population, and a rapidly growing digital and innovation system. However, he stressed that unlocking these vast potential demands structural transformation. Climate-smart agriculture is at the heart of this transformation, Elmi said, underscoring that climate shocks and food systems disruptions transcend borders.
Harnessing these opportunities requires a deliberate shift. We must transform Africa agriculture into a climate resilience, productive and competitive systems that secures food and prosperity for our people. It is therefore no coincidence that climate-smart agriculture is at the heart of these transformations.
In line with this approach, he noted that IGAD is implementing several strategic initiatives aimed at scaling climate-smart agriculture and transforming food systems across the region. Awok Amulalem, a program director for natural resource and climate change at the Ethiopian Agricultural Transformation Institute, echoed the call for action. He emphasized that climate-smart agriculture is central to Ethiopia's efforts to build a more productive, resilient, and sustainable food system.
Ethiopia is taking concrete steps toward climate-smart agriculture, such as we are restoring degraded lands and improving water retention in these areas. And we are enhancing soil health with better nutrient management and fertilizer blending. And we are promoting drought-resistant seeds and resilient livestock production systems. We are also using digital advisory services to provide farmers with timely information.
Ethiopia, he said, is taking concrete steps by restoring degraded lands, improving water retention, and enhancing soil health through better nutrient management. These measures are aligned with national and regional agricultural strategies, including the establishment of a climate-smart agriculture center of excellence and the development of digital platforms that translate policy into practice. Mulalim further stressed that the importance of strengthening national and regional collaboration to accelerate progress across Eastern and Southern Africa. For her part, Olivia Owen, ambassador of New Zealand to Ethiopia, highlighted agriculture's critical role in supporting livelihoods, food security, and economic transformation.
The technology around climate-smart agriculture is really important. We need to get that right. We need to be innovative and creative. And there's so much innovation and creation in Africa. And I think the challenge is really how do we disseminate that to farmers? So that's an important pillar to focus on.
Ambassador stated that regional cooperation and forums such as this are indispensable for advancing innovation and scaling climate-smart agriculture solutions. Ghana has rolled out its 5G internet network to boost network reliability and digitalization, according to a statement on Tuesday. NextGen in Franco, the company licensed by the government to build and operate the wholesale 4G, 5G networks in the country, said in a release that the National Communications Authority had approved its preparation and requirements process, paving the way for the commencement of operations. Following inspections and the technical validation processes, the NCA has confirmed that the NGIC is cleared to proceed in accordance with its wholesale electronic communications infrastructure license. With that confirmation, Ghana's wholesale 4G, 5G platform is now live in selected locations in Accra, Kumasi, and Tamale, the statement announced. It said the network is also live in other key locations, but nationwide expansion will progress in phases, marking a significant milestone in Ghana's digital development agenda. Today, Ghana moves from 5G ambition to 5G execution. The shared backbone is commercially active and positioned to scale, NGIC Chief Executive Officer Tenu Awanor said. According to Awanor, the NGIC structure enables nationwide coordination of infrastructure investment while preserving innovation and competition at the retail level. The NCA licensed NGIC in 2024 to build, deploy, and operate the 4G, 5G network platform on a wholesale basis, enabling licensed mobile network providers to deliver competitive retail services over a common national backbone, as Ghana seeks to achieve 70% 5G network coverage by 2027. The 18th edition of the Africa Energy Indaba opened Tuesday in Cape Town, spotlighting energy reform, infrastructure expansion, and regional integration as key drivers of Africa's industrial transformation. The three-day event, held at Cape Town International Convention Center under the theme Igniting the Power Revolution, has brought together government leaders, utilities, regulators, investors, and industry executives to accelerate implementation, align infrastructure priorities, and mobilize investment across the continent. Delivering the opening address, Kogestinisho Ramokobaka, South Africa's Minister of Electricity and Energy, said the global energy system is being reshaped by geopolitical competition and industrial policy. We assemble here at a moment of profound historical consequence, he said, describing energy as the silent architecture of global power. Kogopa noted that Africa holds a structurally central position in the global energy transition due to its vast critical mineral resources. However, he cautioned that the continent must avoid repeating a pattern of exporting raw materials without building domestic value chains. If minerals are the inheritance of our geology, electricity is the instrument through which we convert the inheritance into enduring industrial strength, he said, stressing the importance of reliable, affordable, and regionally integrated power systems. The 2026 program includes the Ministerial Roundtable, an energy leaders dialogue, and specialized forums covering key segments of the power and energy value chain. This year's agenda focuses on strengthening regional power markets and cross-border trade, unlocking gas to power projects and domestic gas development, accelerating transmission and grid expansion, mobilizing blended finance and private capital, and enhancing regulatory certainty and investment readiness. More than 4,300 visitors are expected to attend the parallel exhibition, which features over 100 stands showcasing technologies in gas, renewables, nuclear energy, transmission, and electric mobility, along with solutions supporting rural access, urban energy demand, and sustainable development. The gathering comes at a time when Africa countries are seeking to strengthen energy security and position the continent as a competitive player in the global energy transition. The United Nations Security Council has called on all Libyan political actors to engage constructively with a new UN-led roadmap aimed at ending the country's prolonged conflict. In a statement on Tuesday, the Council expressed strong support for the Special Representative of the Secretariat General for Libya, Hannah Tate, and her efforts to advance an inclusive Libyan-led political process. The 15-member body urged stakeholders to demonstrate the necessary political will and compromise and to engage fully and without delay with the roadmap announced on August 21, 2025. The Council stressed the importance of unifying Libya's fragmented military and security institutions and safeguarding the independence of the judicial system to ensure rule of law and accountability. Libya remains divided between the internationally recognized Government of National Unity in Tripoli and a rival Eastern-based administration in Benghazi. The Council statement reinforces diplomatic pressure on both sides to cooperate toward national elections and the reunification of the country's political and military institutions. Shifting to business news, the Zimbabwean cabinet approved a ban on raw minerals and lithium concentrates exports following an announcement by the Ministry of Mines and Mining Development in late February. Speaking at the post-cabinet media briefing, Mines and Mining Development Minister Polit Kabamumara said the indefinite ban was imposed in the national interest to promote local value addition of minerals. He said the government previously announced a ban on lithium concentrate exports for January 2027, but reversed the decision after observing malpractices in the lithium mining industry. After the notice on the intended ban, the industry responded otherwise by increasing its level of production and also increasing export volumes, he said. Minister added that there was also an increased appetite for lithium export permits, and the rationale behind it was to export as much product as possible before the notice period. We had to come in with this intervention of banning the export of lithium concentrates and also any raw minerals or minerals that are not value added with effect from February 26, 2026, the minister said, adding that the ban will remain until government conditions or expectations are met. Zimbabwe has seen significant investment in its lithium sector in recent years due to growing global demand for the mineral, which is critical to the global energy transition. The African Export-Import Bank has announced a significant escalation of its financial support for the Caribbean, raising its regional financial limit from $3 billion to $5 billion. The move, which aims to accelerate economic transformation across the Caribbean community, was unveiled by the bank's leadership during the 50th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government and CARICOM held in Basseterre. This enhanced commitment follows a period of rapid engagement between the Pan-African multilateral lender and the region, with more than $750 million already disbursed and a further $2 billion in transactions currently under execution. Addressing regional leaders, Dr. George Alombi, President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Afreximbank, emphasized that the bank's vision for the next decade centers on changing the fundamental structure of Caribbean economies. The strategy focuses on moving away from the export of raw materials toward high-value agro-processing and natural resource refinement. By investing in value addition, the bank aims to retain significant wealth within local economies, generating jobs and improving livelihoods while creating positive spillover effects for government revenues. The expanded portfolio includes a diverse array of infrastructure and social development projects tailored to specific island nations. A major pillar of this partnership is the introduction of CARICOM payment and settlement system. Finally, to sports. At just 20 years old, Amaniel Desta lit up the 2026 edition of the Tour of Rwanda, finishing an impressive 4th overall after a remarkable week of racing. More than just a revelation, the young Ethiopian, the best African rider of this year's race, now embodies renewed hope for continental cycling. After a first appearance in 2025, where he placed 9th in the general classification, Desta returned stronger and more ambitious. His resilience and explosive acceleration on the climbs quickly set him apart. Desta began the race cautiously, finishing 21st in the stage 1 from Rukomo to Rawamangana. He then stepped up in stage 2, claiming 9th place in 3 hours and 10 minutes and securing 2nd in the African classification behind Eritrea powerhouse Henok Mulubran. His standout performance came during stage 5, the shortest stage of the tour, where he clocked his best time of the competition, 1 hour and 44 minutes. Riding for Team Amani, Desta steadily gained confidence across the demanding mountainous terrain. In stage 6, he narrowly missed the top 10, finishing 11th with a time of 2 hours, a clear sign he was competing among the elite. Although the young climber appeared capable of fighting for the overall podium, a difficult stage 7 saw him drop to 30th place. His 19th place finish on the final stage to Kigali was not enough to recover lost time. Still, 4th overall marks a breakthrough moment for Amaniel Desta, Team Amani, and Ethiopian cycling. At the time when global competition is intensifying, his performance restores belief in Africans' potential to produce world-class champions. Let's look at the current weather forecast across Africa. That is all for this hour. Thank you for tuning in, and goodbye.